Okay.
Sounds good. And I'm just going to I've got a real quick intro for you. It's really just, it's got your name and your title and the name of the presentation, and then yeah, take it away.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, so I think we're broadcasting now, and so our final presentation today, and I've got a few closing notes afterwards, but our final presentation and closing keynote is from Maya Lange, the VP of Global Marketing for Destination British Columbia. Maya's been kind enough to prepare a presentation for us on the road to renewal, so I'm just going to throw it to you, Maya. Take it away.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate it, and I appreciate being here today. I'm pleased to join you to share an overview on what Destination BC is doing to support our tourism industry during this difficult time. So bear with me while I work on all these slides here. So before I start, I just wanted to acknowledge that and thank the Coast Salish people from whose traditional territory I am joining you today. We've all been impacted in some way by COVID-19. This is truly a rare moment in our history, and our entire industry, not just in British Columbia, but all over the world, came to an abrupt halt about 4 months ago and has been dealt a devastating blow. So today I would like to touch on 4 topics: the tourism industry 2019 performance overview, our road to renewal strategy, Destination BC's recovery snapshot, and building resilience in British Columbia. For those of you joining us that are from industries other than tourism, you may not know that tourism is made up of many different organizations and partners from a federal level to a very local level. And Destination BC works with industry partners from a diverse ecosystem, from Destination Canada and overseas travel trade clients to local destination marketing organizations like Tourism Burnaby. We also work with many sectors like the BC Ale Trail of craft breweries and Fishing BC and communities that are part of our co-op marketing partnerships. In 2018, tourism was the largest primary resource industry in BC in terms of provincial GDP and a third in export revenues. While tourism enterprises of every size, big and small, have been severely impacted, small and medium-sized businesses have been some of the hardest hit by the economic and social impacts of COVID-19. By some estimates, almost half of tourism accommodators and hospitality businesses could face insolvency if this crisis lingers much longer. In 2019, tourism contributed almost $22 billion in revenues across the province. And this year, due to COVID, we're predicting a third of that, less than $7 billion, by year end. So that's a 70% decline. An industry that was booming with over 166,000 jobs has been reduced to about 44,000 jobs. And an industry poised for incredible growth over the next decade is suffering greatly. On May 6th, the provincial government announced its restart plan, outlining how we will move forward with safely restarting our province. And from the beginning of the pandemic, Destination BC's marketing and industry response to COVID has been guided by 3 phases: the response, recovery, resilience, principles which align with the BC Restart Plan. Many of you will have seen our road to renewal, which is our way of categorizing the different phases. So, as a primary marketing organization for British Columbia, we have a crucial role to play in responding to and proactively preparing for recovery in an effort to mitigate the impact on our visitor economy. We knew the faster we could help stop the spread, the faster we could restart our tourism economy and get back to what we call the road to renewal. During the response phase, British Columbia, Destination BC immediately adjusted operations to support our industry partners from across the province. We redirected our international budgets, a total of about $7 million, and resources to help stimulate domestic tourism for when BC-wide travel was permitted. We also invested in many industry-facing programs to support businesses. We used the enormous collective communications power of our industry to help British Columbians understand that now is not the time to travel. We rallied our industry for our Explore BC campaign that many of you participated in, aiming at inspire future travel through weekly update calls, weekly messaging guidelines, as well as social media toolkits. The campaign, the Explore BC Later campaign, garnered 16 million impressions, which included our popular Dream of Later video. We then shifted into the Explore BC Local campaign, which was to align to the stay-at-home directive. And as we entered the phase 2 of BC's Restart Plan, we created over 41 million impressions for that campaign alone, and 80 partners across BC engaged in these messages, and we reached millions more. The date, June 24th, will likely stick in your minds, as it's the day our province entered phase 3 of BC's Restart Plan, permitting residents to explore BC and get out around the province, which we are doing to encourage British Columbians to do safely and responsibly. In this recovery phase, our activities continue to be guided by the directives coming from the Provincial Health Officer. Our recovery phase saw us launching a significant Explore BC campaign, an extensive domestic marketing campaign encouraging British Columbians to plan and book their trips for travel throughout the province. We shifted our focus to supporting communities and experiences that felt that they were ready to welcome guests, and also showed support to those communities currently closed to visitors. The Explore BC campaign is focused on 3 layers. The first is inspiration, so motivating travel while reassuring people about the safety of travel that is done responsibly. The dispersion of BC residents. We have a habit of going to the usual places. So although we want those favorite spots to still have a strong year, we're also showcasing British Columbians' new places and much more of what BC has to offer to try something else and take multiple trips. And finally, the third area is really around bookable experiences, sharing specific types of things to do, whether it's golfing, winery tours, mountain biking, all through featuring these bookable experiences. And that continues to be a big focus. Inspiration layer, which is all about cultivating the desire for travel. Our Explore BC video is intended to inspire BC residents to get out and explore something new this year. The next sorry, that keeps going backwards. Apologies for that. The next layer is discovery and dispersion. So the explorebc.com landing page features these 6 experience collections: the Northern Wild, the West Coast Culture, Ranches, Rivers, Ranges, Mountain Peaks and Towns, Valleys, Vineyards and Lakes, and Vancouver Sea to Sky. This is a shot of our Explore BC landing page, and together they feature the whole province and individually to show the beauty of an area and the richness of the experiences available to help British Columbians rediscover their province this summer in a compelling and easily understandable way. These 6 experience collections are built from insights gathered from consumer research, as well as the 3-year destination development strategy process that has been underway in communities all around BC. The insights gathered from the recovery campaign will also feed into the development of the long-term resilience strategy, or ICONIC strategy, which I'll get to momentarily. We've developed vignettes, short videos for each of the 6 experience collections, featuring communities that are hosting visitors and businesses that are open, and running these on broadcast on global TV and, of course, in digital. We have a significant media campaign that supports this campaign. In print, we're not only in publications like the Vancouver Sun and Daily Hive and many community papers and many, I think it's over 12, it's probably more than that now at this point, I think over 20 multilingual papers, including South Asian, Chinese, Farsi, and Filipino publications, and more to come in August. We've been working with the Daily Hive and Vancouver Sun, and through other media, we're getting our articles amplified through their channels. Our display ads are also a big part of our campaign. And so it allows us to target certain areas, for example, rural to urban, urban to urban, and to focus on content themes. An extension of these are the social media ads that are not only promoted through organic, but also through paid ads to increase reach. Now we begin to move from discovery to those bookable experiences that I talked about earlier. This layer of the campaign is about pointing people to businesses, which is obviously where the cash register rings. We have major investments in traditional TV as well, and print, as well as digital media, obviously search and social, as well as on our own channels, such as Hello BC and explorebc.com, which are basically the same site, just a different landing page, which are also visited by millions of potential travelers every year. True performance, though, is how our cash registers are ringing. So these midway campaign results that I'm about to share with you are really just a snapshot so far, as they indicate to us the interest and potential translation to bookings. So far into the campaign, we have about 193 million impressions, 700,000 referrals to industry, and a pretty strong content and a very strong content consumption rate, which I'm pleased with. The 700,000 referrals to industry are promising, but again, what's important is how those referrals are translating to bookings. We are watching occupancy rates, ADR, and other conversion measures very closely that we receive from various data sources. We've also seen that the businesses in our largest cities are impacted severely, and this is devastating. A survey done by the BC Hotel Association shows that the forecasted occupancy for July and the projected occupancy for August in Vancouver is half of the rest of the province. But the thing that we all need to be concerned about is that in 2019, roughly 50% of all tourism revenue was created by Metro Vancouver, including Richmond and Burnaby and Victoria, and correspondingly also created that in jobs and tax revenue. So to generate revenue and jobs for this province, we need our key cities to be successful, our key urban centers. So there are three ways that we're supporting our urban centers right now. Through funding, the largest MRDT communities received funding from Destination Canada, approximately to the tune of 4.5 million. And they are all in the process of launching, or at this point have all launched campaigns recently. This is in addition to the 140 communities that we support through Co-op, who received an additional 3 million from Destination Canada and Destination BC, on top of the 4.7 million already committed in the Co-op Marketing Partnerships Program. So there are significant funds that we've been able to, through a partnership with Destination Canada and through redirecting funds within Destination BC, that we've been able to support communities and sectors directly. In addition, the materials that are being created for the campaigns are being used by Destination BC to help amplify the work, as well as bolster our content commonwealth of images and video to be used by partners around BC. In promotion and content sharing, we're dialing up the content that we are sharing on urban through videos and articles and social media. We're now employing new targeting capabilities focused on the broader Metro Vancouver area to help encourage those that are staying locally to engage in some tourism activities, as well as dialing up city content in our ad materials. How we support directly Tourism Burnaby is through our Vancouver and area page on Hello BC, which is one of our highest trafficked organic pages. And so I wanted to share some of the stats on the Vancouver and area page where Burnaby is obviously featured. So in 2019, the traffic to this page was about 136,000 visitors. In 2020, that has jumped, and that's just half a year, to 252,000. So pretty incredible to see. There's definitely a lot of interest in exploring information on the Vancouver and area pages. We are on track to more than double the traffic, probably significantly more than that. We've also tripled the direct referrals to Tourism Burnaby from our website in just 7 months. So for 2019, we only had about 45 referrals in 12 months. And so far, we're at about 157 referrals just in 7 months alone. So that's a strong performance that I'm delighted to see. To expand our reach, we have some exciting work that my team has been doing, leading on partnerships with organizations, some of them listed here, to help us get the message out to British Columbians. There's probably 20 or so partnerships that are in the works or already in market, including our work with our airline partners. We're delighted at how other organizations are really stepping up to the plate to help us support you, the tourism industry. From Explore BC features and the BCAA newsletter, which has over 600,000 subscribers, to summer contests promoting BC travel through more rewards I think that's launching actually in August right now, across email, social, website, and at cash registers. Plus, there are many more exciting partnerships in the pipeline that I look forward to sharing with you. Moving on to resilience, which is the third phase of our road to renewal. For many businesses, it is going to be difficult to look beyond the immediate survival and reopening right now. However, we are starting to hear that some tourism businesses and partner organizations are ready to engage once more and work through recovery and resilience efforts with us. And this is great news. We shared our corporate strategy at this year's Tourism Industry Conference back in March. And we've done a bit of a check as to how the strategy is impacted by COVID-19. We believe that the original strategy is still very relevant, if not even more so, given the impact that COVID has had on our industry. The first pillar, integrated industry, is about the power and strength we collectively have when our industry works together. We call this our integrated industry. Being high performing together by fully using the ecosystem of partners across our industry, working cohesively to share our intelligence, integrate our go-to market strategies, and combine our individual resources and expertise, we're able to meet the demands of our competitive world by building out the tourism data hub, focusing on destination development and market integration, building our collective people power, and finally, building on complementary roles. The second pillar, call this our destination stewardship, is about being better stewards of our industry to build a strong future for British Columbia and for generations to come. Ensuring we are thoughtfully developing the economic, social, cultural, and environmental benefits of tourism across the province. We are doing more to balance all four legs of the sustainability stool within the BC tourism industry and focusing on specific areas that benefit from a provincial leadership role, such as UNDRIP and reconciliation, sustainability, and resident quality of life. So the third one, Invest in Iconics, is one I'm going to focus on a little bit more. What is this? Well, for now, our third pillar, Invest in Iconics, really fits into this resilience phase of our response, recovery, and resilience plan. Iconics is a long-term strategy with a focus primarily on global markets to position BC on the world stage. We will also have a domestic component, which will play a role in the short-term resilience phase, but the primary focus of this is on global positioning. This is an exciting new way to package and market our province to restore and disperse revenue through seasonal dispersion in our mature destinations and geographic dispersion to our high potential destinations. We know we have to give travelers compelling reasons to travel throughout British Columbia. Our Investing in Iconics pillar helps meet this need by building marketing flagship, what we call place brands, destinations, to drive visitors to new parts of the province and in new times of the year. And we are at the beginning of a 10-year journey together. The Invest in Iconics approach has two components, and we need both parts to achieve our goals. So on one hand, we're elevating the appeal of the iconic places through shared place branding and marketing. Shared place branding and marketing is about choosing a small select number of globally differentiating, unique selling propositions that reinforce the Supernatural British Columbia brand and developing them into a Supernatural British Columbia portfolio of iconic place brands that will inspire visitation. There's also the other side, place making, which is about developing remarkable, compelling experiences through place making, shared destination development, and experience development. Placemaking builds on a local area's assets, inspiration, and potential with the intention of creating experiences on the ground that resonate with residents and visitors alike. As you can see, we've been working on this for a while. We've done our homework to identify some iconic places around BC through working concepts, which include driving routes, places, and experiences. And these are travel experiences with high potential to compete globally. We started the process 4 years ago when we embarked on a major place-making initiative. We started the Destination Development Program, which engaged over 1,800 people who together created 19 planning area destination development strategies 4 regional strategies, and 1 provincial roadmap. Every corner of our province has been involved. And though this work, which has collectively, I think it's something like 10,000 pages, through this work, we have now a much clearer sense of how communities see themselves and what the opportunity is for tourism in their area. In addition, we research destinations around the world and the strategies that they've used to help solve their dispersion challenges, including things like driving routes or flagship brands or passions and experiences, storylines, themes, new products, events, and pricing strategies. We also reviewed 10 years of research to dig deeper into our key markets. We've been working with key travel trade partners around the world, reviewed current and old travel routes around BC, and conducted preliminary consumer research with people all around the world. We are currently in the phase where we are gauging the willingness and ability, or what we call readiness, of industry to continue in this engagement and in this conversation with us. We fully recognize that with the pandemic, the priority of tourism organizations and businesses falls right now to survive, to save the summer season and thrive well into the fall. The next phase, phase 3, is where we're going to begin to do branding and development work for each of the 7 iconics that we've identified. We anticipate the branding will take approximately 6 to 12 months, and the placemaking, focusing on the experiences on the ground, will take many years due to the complexity of this work, the investments required, the longer timeline associated with developing and refining tourism experiences. Engagement is a key component of the success of the strategy, and this slide shares some of the various groups that we need to engage with deeply. There are 2 groups that we see as essential partners. These are ITBC and Indigenous Tourism BC, and through them, the connections to Indigenous businesses and communities. Indigenous culture and Indigenous tourism experiences are a fundamental part of the success of the strategy, and they are part of each of the proposed iconics. Destination BC, as many of you know, has a long-standing relationship and partnership with ITBC, which will ensure that all of our activities and decisions include, respect, and are more compelling because they are guided by the Indigenous perspective. And the provincial government, various ministries, of course, but in particular our tourism, arts, and culture partners, who can help unlock the development doors needed to drive many of the initial projects that flow from the placemaking process. Given that engagement is core to success, engagement needs to unfold on a timeline that is appropriate for key partners and stakeholders. When travel resumes fully again, the Invest in Iconic strategy will create more compelling reasons for travelers to choose BC in a highly competitive global travel industry and deliver remarkable experiences when travelers are in BC. The Invest in Iconic strategy provides a framework for globally compelling and high potential tourism development clusters to support industry renewal. There are some notable changes and adjustments that we've had to make, which are listed here in terms of looking at the recovery campaigns, the social license that we need to keep in mind, and timelines. So here they are, the proposed iconics. So you can begin to think about what these concepts could be. So one of them is around cities, southern valleys, which is the southern route in British Columbia, the northern British Columbia, southeast BC, west coast route, a historic route through the middle of British Columbia, and a new one focusing on Rockies to rainforest, from the route from the Rockies to the west coast. In summary, the iconic strategy is about product development and a compelling promotion working hand in hand. It will benefit from strong leadership and integration in tourism marketing and destination development. Engagement is crucial, pulling in residents, partners, and industry stakeholders. It is about connecting iconic places to non-iconic experiences. It is about thinking big, thinking long-term, and using government levers to attract private sector investments. In the few minutes that I've left, I wanted to also just remind you of some of the important some of our corporate website and some of the information that we update on a regular basis. especially our COVID-19 hub, which is regularly updated. Here you'll find recordings on our bi-weekly industry calls, plus how to sign up for the latest, for the upcoming update calls that we do on a bi-weekly basis. The BC Tourism messaging guidance, the content toolkits, the latest news in domestic and international tourism marketing, traveler intent research, scenarios for future travel, recovery strategies and tactics, and more. The calls are recorded each time and can be found on our corporate website too. I encourage you to listen to the recording from today's industry call, which I just delivered, and we took a deeper dive into where the tourism industry has been and where we stand today based on current research. We talk more about setting our sights on the horizon and shape what we believe to be some of the key trends and shifts that may shape our future. You can also find a lot of helpful information on our Learning Centre on destinationbc.ca under Safety and Emergency Management, including all 14 webinars from our Road to Recovery series. Destination BC is also part of the new Tourism Resiliency Network that helps navigate the many government assistance programs available and, where needed, connects tourism businesses to expert external advisors. We will continue to provide our industry with free access to resources and tools, training, programs, and insights. For those of you who have tourists as customers, the information you provide visitors is now more important than ever, and it's central to their decision-making about their journey. We need to help renew consumer confidence in travel. Please take a few minutes today to update your your business listings on TripAdvisor and on Google My Business. These are two. I cannot underscore how important these are for you to maintain those two channels. Those are used from the research that we've seen. They're used extensively, and in particular during COVID, for people to check availability, opening hours, and so on. So I strongly encourage you to keep those to maintain your TripAdvisor and Google My Business listings. We're also working hard to ensure that the 5,000 business listings we have on Hello BC have up-to-date information for visitors. If you haven't done so already, you can log in to your account on hellobc.com to mark your property as temporarily closed, or any other changes you need to make, to share what changes you are making, for example, any operational information for new health and safety protocols. To help you, we're also offering a new service called Ask Hello BC for advice on how to strengthen or adjust your business listings on TripAdvisor or hellobc.com. In the weeks and months ahead, Destination BC and the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture will be engaging with industry and planning for tourism resilience and renewal, not just working through the new normal, but preparing for the next normal. I look forward to hearing your ideas on how we can best support the Burnaby area and Metro Vancouver as part of that renewal in tourism. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Maya. Really appreciate you doing this and taking the time out of your what is an incredibly busy schedule, especially because I chose to do this on a Thursday morning. So I do appreciate that. And once again, I want to thank everyone for joining us this morning. All of our speakers, including Maya, will be receiving one of our new Tourism Burnaby t-shirts in the size, style, and color of their choice, as well as a copy of Burnaby's own Michael J. Fox's book, Always Looking Up, The Adventures of an Incurable Optimist, because I think now is a great time for some optimism. But again, a big thank you to Maya. We can see that there's a tremendous alignment between the municipal, regional, provincial, and federal tourism agencies, and these are difficult times, but I think we're all in the right place for this. So I just wanted to, before we leave, I wanted to announce the winners of some of our trivia prizes. So some fierce competition out there. All of the winners will receive a t-shirt, and meaning those who placed first, second, or third. And those who came in first will also receive $50 for their choice of either Metropolis at Metrotown or Chez Christophe Chocolatiers. So I'll just announce some of the winners here. We've got Katrina from Burnaby Heights, Celia from The Element, Alice from Metropolis at Metrotown, Lori from the Hilton Metrotown, or sorry, not, oh my goodness, Holiday Inn Metrotown. Sorry, Lori. And then we've got Corey from Burnaby Board of Trade and Vincent from City of Burnaby as well. So once again, I just wanted to thank you all for joining. We will be sending out a survey. If you have the chance right now, there's a little poll button at the top of your screen. So you'll see it says polls. Please go please enter that right now and answer those questions. They're just some multiple choice easy ones that will help us with our analytics. And we'll be sending out the follow-up survey as well as the recordings of these sessions for any of those that you missed. Other than that, thank you again to all of our speakers and panelists, and thank you to all of us who joined us today. It's time to cut the ribbon. It's a wrap. Okay, thanks everybody. Have a great afternoon. Take care.